It's time for your daily dose of DragonFaether.
Hey, this is DragonFaether and I'm here to do another video on Draconic Wicca. This one is on a basic overview of what Draconic Wicca is. A lot of people have been asking me what the point of Draconic Wicca is, what are the goals, what are this and this and that, and I'm here to talk to you guys about it. First off, pretty much the whole point of Draconic Wicca is to utilize the power of dragons. And as you guys know, dragons are very powerful creatures, therefore utilizing their magic and how to use their magic will help benefit you in your day-to-day life. It will help you get to a higher state of magic. It is a more specialized state of magic, a more complicated form of it, so you would be able to perform bigger, potentially more powerful spells by doing so. A lot of people ask how the layout is, because I do Draconic Wicca. And Wicca, as itself, has a god, goddess, 4 elements, spirit, as well as being a nature-based religion. And people ask, is there a god and goddess in Draconic Wicca? And the answer is yes. The red dragon, or the dragon goddess, is portrayed as the goddess. The dragon god is usually portrayed as a golden dragon. I'm sure it has been different at times. From my research and from my experience, it is a gold dragon. And no one really knows these 2 dragons' names because they are very, very high-ranking dragons, and most dragons won't tell you their name anyway. So there's that. Also, to be a part of this path, you need to have a connection with dragons. Whether or not that means you have an intense connection with them that has stemmed since you were a child or when you were young to admiring them, that is a connection. In any kind of thing like that, you have to have a connection with dragons in order to work on this path. If you are just like, I like mermaids, let me join Draconic Wicca, it's not going to help you out. But I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. Usually the first step in Draconic Wicca is to find your dragon guardian, mostly because your dragon guardian will protect you and watch out for you through your adventures through Draconic Wicca and in this draconic path. Having them with you is very important. It's kind of like a spirit animal in a sense, having some sort of guardian with you at all time for your dragon workings, specifically for your dragon workings. There's a draconic code of conduct, and I have done a video on this. I will leave the link below so you guys can see it. Basically, that goes over all the principles of what being a draconic witch, or in the draconic path, being a part of it, what it instills, and what you follow. They are very strict. It is nothing like Wicca at all. It's not very lenient. There are some very strict moral codes that you need to follow if you want to be a part of this path and work with dragons, mostly because that's how it goes. So yeah. Also, when you are practicing this path, you will find dragon guides. And dragon guides are much different than guardians, but you can have more than one dragon guide, and dragon guides are people. Dragons are people. Dragon guardians are the ones that guard you. Dragon guides are the ones that guide you on the draconic plane, which means dragon guides aren't always necessarily with you, but dragon guardians are, if that makes sense. Alright, so in Wicca you have 4 different elements, not 8, you have 4 different elements. 4 different elements. There is a dragon that leads each one of these elements. So if you were working in a Draconic Wiccan ritual, you would call upon the 4 elemental dragons instead of just earth, air, fire, and water. The air dragon is Ceres. I will put the name up here and the phonetic pronunciation. Then you have Fafnir, which is the guardian of fire. You have Naleon you have Naleon for water. You have Grail for earth. Their names are difficult to pronounce without having the phonetic pronunciation. That's why I wrote them there for you guys, so they're kind of interesting. And then you have the spirit or Akasha special dragons. These are light and darkness dragons, and they work with a more gray-toned magic. So when you want to do a very neutral kind of magic, you can work with the spirit dragons. However, people say that light and dark can't work well together, and that is not true. In this path, you can work with a light and dark dragon at the same time. Also, dark dragons are usually called chaos dragons, just as a little tip, I guess. And they can work together. Say you want to work a more darker form of magic, whether it be really dark or just dark based. Dark magic is not considered bad in the Draconic path. It is considered like a form of tough love. Therefore, if you were to curse someone, that would be your form of bestowing tough love upon them. Another question that I get in this path is, do you have to practice it with the backbone of Wicca? And the answer is no. The book that I use, which is Mystical Dragon Magic by DJ Conaway, as well as Dancing with Dragons by the same person, basically based off a Draconic path. That's what they call it, is the Draconic path. No Wicca involved, no nothing involved, just dragons. It is possible to work without Wicca in this path. However, it seems to be more easy to work with Wicca in this path. I choose to work with Wicca in this path because nature is very important in my life, and I like to incorporate nature as well with the dragons. That's just how it works for me. It might not for you, it also might work for you that way. The Draconic path actually existed before Wicca, way before Wicca. So if you are having trouble finding information online about it, you can also just search the Draconic path, and that can help you as well. From this information that I got it from a website. I will leave the link down below. I highly suggest going to this website. I've searched for websites that are reliable on this path, and I have found a few, and that is one of them. I will put the others in the link as well, just so you guys have them, so you can go look at them. They're very, very helpful if you guys do not have any of the books that you can use for this path. Those are just the basic principles of Draconic Wicca. They're really not too crazy intense. The only thing that's really intense about this path is the personality of dragons and their code of conduct. Other than that, it is pretty simple, pretty easy to follow. Again, the links will be below for everything I talked about in this video, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below and let me know, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. But until next time, blessed be, I hope you enjoyed, and bye guys! Dragon guides are dragons that guard you, hold up guys, hold up.